With half of a century of exciting service in the U.S. Air Force under its belt, the F-15 Eagle has become the very symbol of air superiority. In today's video, we are going to cover its latest modification, the F-15X. We will discuss improvements the engineers have made and implemented, how it differs from prior designs, and why the Eagle II can easily be that which the enemy comes to dread the most on the battlefield. The F-15 Eagle is regarded as a military aviation classic. After all, it has successfully proved itself in various hostilities throughout the Middle East and during the wars in the Persian Gulf, Iraq, Libya, Yugoslavia, as well as in other complex U.S. operations. The primary goal of the engineers at McDonnell Douglas, where the F-15 Eagle was developed, was to achieve total air superiority. The fighter was not designed with ground targets in mind. Some even jokingly talked about the F-15 saying not a pound for air-to-ground, implying that the aircraft was not originally planned to be used for dropping bombs, focusing exclusively on air-to-air engagements. In the early 1970s, it conducted its first flight, and over the past several decades it has performed exceedingly well on assigned missions, having received more than 100 victories without a single defeat. It has also earned the well-deserved title of being one of the most successful and iconic fighters of our era. One of the main tasks of the aircraft was detecting enemies in the air while out at the maximum possible range, all thanks to a very effective radar system. In fact, the F-15 pilot could even strike an enemy aircraft even before he saw them with his own eyes. However, in reality, he would need to make sure whether or not there was really an enemy asset ahead. Furthermore, the fog of war and presence of friendly forces requires you to enter a visual confrontation with potential targets before engaging in actual aerial combat. As to the F-15's radar, its dimensions come in at an impressive 64 feet length and 43 feet in width. For reference, this is several times wider than a tennis court. The aircraft is powered by two engines simultaneously, giving it an additional power reserve not carried by its single-engine counterpart. The F-16 Boeing Aviation took on the responsibility of developing and constructing the latest modification of the F-15X fighter, also known as the Eagle II. The new fighter was initially set to be a full replacement for the fleet of 211 single-seat F-15CS, which had an average age of 35.44 years, and 23 two-seat F-15D aircraft. At the same time, however, the original F-15A has long been decommissioned, and in addition to the already listed fighters, the Air Force also operates 218 two-seat F-15E Strike Eagle. The F-15X project has been under construction since 2018, and in 2020 the U.S. Department of Defense (DoD) placed an order for the first 8 of these promising fighters, the entire set totaling $1.2 billion. The project, in fact, exceeded the Air Force's initial expectations, and so after the first 8 models, 12 more Eagle IIs were ordered at a cost of $1.27 billion, with $133.5 million allocated for preliminary purchases concerning future aircraft, and an additional $159.8 million for research and development. The Air Force currently plans to purchase a total of 114 F-15X, with a prospect of increasing their number to 200 units in the future. The estimated cost of the program is approximately $22.9 billion. In February of 2021, the Eagle II conducted its maiden flight from Boeing Airfield in St. Louis to Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, accompanied by its older siblings, the F-15C Eagle and F-15E Strike Eagle. This was the first F-15 purchased by the U.S. Air Force since 2001. That was a year that America ceased ordering these legendary fighters, exporting them to such countries as Israel, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Korea, and Qatar, which still buy them to this day. Interestingly, the Eagle II was born out of a modification of the F-15QA fighter designed specifically for the Qatar Air Force, and the F-15 created for customers in Saudi Arabia. The aircraft is equipped with an upgraded set of sensors and improved digital cockpits utilizing flat-screen technology and upgraded an APC-82 electronic scanning radar, and the Eagle Passive Active Warning System EPAWSS, all which significantly increases the overall survivability of the aircraft, especially in comparison to its predecessors. F-15X pilots will certainly appreciate this smart helmet enhancement called the Joint Helmet Mounting Cueing System 2, which gives the pilots the ability to direct their onboard weapons at enemy targets with the utmost accuracy, all without the need to turn the fighter craft. Aggressively old data regarding the state of the aircraft and weapon systems during the flight will be shown on the helmet-mounted head-up display, as well, thus diminishing some of the workload on the pilots in exchange for somewhat reduced capabilities in battle. In addition to the new cockpit systems, there will be a powerful ADC-P2 on-board computer, a 19 by 10-inch HD touchscreen, and a second screen located in the backseat in case the co-pilot is also present, although for the most part the craft will only have a single person in it. This has led to a series of jokes saying that the second screen was apparently built just for watching Netflix. One noteworthy achievement as far as the aircraft's avionics are concerned is the architecture of the Open Flight Control System OMS, which boasts advanced combat control systems ABMS. This makes the aircraft much more modular, allowing technicians to quickly integrate the latest aviation technology, which ensures that the platform remains relevant for decades to come. Additionally, OMS can increase the fighter's autonomy, allowing it to operate disconnected from the global cloud network and then subsequently reconnect to it when necessary. The Eagle II is powered by two F-110G129 engines, each providing 29,000 feet of thrust. This makes the aircraft faster, more agile, and more responsive. The power of the twin engines is such that the F-15X will be able to reach speeds up to Mach 2.5, thus overtaking not only the Russian Su-57s, which reach speeds of up to Mach 2, but also the American fifth-generation fighters such as the F-35 Lightning II, which flies at a maximum speed of Mach 1.6. The F-15X is most certainly looking to become the world's most armed fighter. Developers have integrated 12 points of attachment for A-to-M missiles and 15 points for A-to-ground missiles, expanding the aircraft's combat load to a potential maximum of 13 tons. A fighter is capable of carrying 22 AIM-9X Sidewinder and AIM-120D AMI-AM missiles with a range of up to 180 kilometers, which is impressive considering its fifth-generation sibling. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter can only carry 4 AMI-AM missiles in the internal invisibility storage compartment. It is highly probable that these aircraft will be deployed in tandem. The F-35 will be able to discreetly detect enemy fighters, after which the F-15X will instantly greet them via its formidable arsenal. The principle of their joint operation is akin to that of magicians striving to divert your attention so that you miss noticing what exactly the secret of his tricks is. The flight hours of the Eagle II have also exceeded the F-35 Lightning II at 20,000 hours versus 8,000 respectively. However, the main argument made by U.S. authorities in favor of the F-15X was a fighter's price and projected operating and maintenance costs. Although the new F-15X's $87.7 million cost is comparable to the fifth-generation F-35 fighter, which averages $78 to $79 million per unit, it comes out on top when shift to cost per flight hour. Despite all the efforts made by Lockheed Martin's military engineers, the F-35 still burns about $38,000 per flight hour, while the F-15X's flight hour costs range from $27,000 to about $29,000. Lockheed claims it will reduce the cost of a flight hour down to $25,000 by 2025, but by that time the price of an F-15X hour may also drop significantly, which will once again pitch these two models against each other in competition in front of the budget officials. The only noticeable disadvantage of the Eagle II in comparison with the fifth-generation fighters was its lack of stealth technology. Nevertheless, military experts are agreeing more and more that this fighter characteristic is becoming more of a burden, generating excessive costs for the purchase, flight hours, and maintenance of such aircraft, which of course strains the pocket of American taxpayers. Looking at it from this point of view, the F-15X may be the very embodiment of the phrase everything old is new again, but what are your thoughts in the new F-15 modification? Which feature did you find the most impressive? Let us know in the comment below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more content just like this. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video.